Hello, good evening. Welcome to this live stream from Exponent to Success. And I welcome you all, wish you a very warm welcome. And in today's live stream, we are going to do a sample question paper. You all know that your board exams are coming up, and in another 10-15 days. Uh, Not really 10-15 days, in another week or so your board exams are coming up, and you will be appearing for the board exams. And to get prepared for that, this is the best video that is there in the market today, and for that you have to get your pen and paper. So get a notebook and a pencil or a pen so that you can solve the questions along with me. We are going to do the mathematics question paper today. It's a sample question paper and I have chosen questions which are most likely to come in the board exams. So do sit along with the video and watch it till the very end, and I wish you all the best. And today we have some students with us, but before that I want to tell you that this stream is for your benefit, for you to understand that you can do well in your board exams too if you are prepared well for it. And for that to happen, you have to work along with me. And this live stream that we are doing is the last of the live stream series. Otherwise we do a live stream every Sunday at 5 p.m, but this is going to be the last because next week onwards your board exams are starting. So I won't trouble you during the board exams, but after the board exams are over, from 19th of December we are going to go back live again, starting for the term 2, second term of board examinations. We'll start preparation for that, and it is very important to prepare for that as well. So therefore from 19th of December you should mark your date in the calendars. From 19th of December 5 p.m. onwards we are going to start the preparation for the second term board exams. So I would like to see you there. And if you are coming for the first time today to this channel, I must tell you that you must subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss out on any live streams that we do in the future, and therefore stay connected with us all through. And for that it is very important that you click the subscribe button below the video, and not only that, you will get a bell notification in front of that. Click on that as well, and then click on all. And the reason for that is that if you don't do that, somehow YouTube has a system that it still does not send you the notification if you do not click the bell notification. So very important to click on the bell notification as well. And if you really want to prepare for the board exams and you think that I'm doing a good job, a service to the society, a service to the students like you, then it is very important that for my motivation do you click on the thumbs up button below the video, so that it gives the video a like and helps the video spread to other students like you, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. And this video you are watching from Exponent to Success, our English channel. We have a channel in Hindi as well by the name of Ganitavya. You can search for it in YouTube and you will find it. And in case you don't, there's a link to the channel in the description box also below the video. Do check out that link. There is a lot of content available for class 10th. You can have a look at that, and do subscribe to that channel as well, so that because the live streams we do on alternate channels. So this week it is on this channel, next week it will be on Ganitavya, and then back here and then back there and so on. But like I told you, this is the last live stream that we are doing. From 19th of December, after your board exams are over, then we'll continue with the term 2 preparation. So stay connected with me, and in case you have any doubts, in case you want to ask me any question, in case you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can just note down my email address, which is exp2success@sharma.es. So exp2success is exponent to success @sharma.es, because Vikas Sharma is my name. So that's my domain name. So you can send a mail to this address anytime, so that if you have any questions I can get back to you regarding those questions. And in case you are facing a problem with any topic in the board exams and you think that you need an extra class to understand what that topic is about and to help you solve some sample problems, so that we are able to so that you are able to score good marks in the board exams, You can also book a personal session with me by sending a mail to the same address, and I'll do it for you, only for you, and just if I get a mail, and I'll be there for your help always. And I also wanted to tell you that this stream, like all our other streams, is also sponsored by Good and More. Good and More is a company which is in the food packaging industry, and they are making some powders and syrups, so mocktails and milkshakes, etc. So in case you want to check out their products, you can go to the link that is given here in the below the video here. Goodandmore.in is the website, name of the website, so you can go to that link, check out what products they have, and in case you want to order any, there are Amazon links to that. You can go to that and order any of the products. But in case you win the prize today or during this month, whoever is the winner will get a free gift hamper worth 3,000 rupees by the good courtesy of Good and More. And there are a lot of other prizes and certificates to be won, but very important thing to do is that in case you want to in case you want to be eligible to win the prize or the certificate, you must fill up the attendance form, which is again there in the description box of the video. Just fill up the attendance form so that I know that you have attended the stream, and it makes you eligible to win the prize as well as the certificate. And let's start with the questions today. So basically what I want to tell you was that the way to earn points or the way to be eligible to win the prize is by scoring the maximum points. And the points are that whatever question I share with you on the screen, you have to answer it and give me the answer before I give you the answer on the screen. That is, if before I give you the correct answer, if you come up with the correct answer, the first one to do so will get 2 points for it, and all the other correct answers will get 1 point each for it. And in case your answer is wrong or incorrect, then you won't get any points for it. There is also another way to earn the points, and that is to call your friends. So in case you have some friends with you who are again in the 10th standard, just give them a call and tell them to come online right away. Send the link to them so that they can join the stream and participate with you as well. And each friend that comes gives you 3 extra points. So make sure that you go for the prize and win it all. And today, like I said, we are going to do the sample question paper, which this is the third sample question paper that we are doing. Actually, we have already done 2 of them, and this is the last one, so that it prepares you very well for the board exams. So are you all ready to go with me? Are you all ready to rock and roll? Are you all ready to score very good marks in the board exams? Yeah. So come on, let's do it. And for that, I would like to take you to the sample question paper. But before we actually start solving the questions, I would like to tell you that what we have here is the prize that you are getting from Good and More. Excuse me. So there are 2 powders that you have which will help you make milkshakes, and then there are 4 syrups also, and 2 candles, though Diwali is now over, and today already also happens to be Children's Day, so wish you all a very happy Children's Day as well. And yeah, best day to win the prize, so go for it. And 4 syrups and 2 powders, all with the courtesy of Good and More. And I would also like to tell you what is the question paper pattern going to be like. So your question paper will consist of 3 sections, which are section A, section B and section C. Section A and B will have 20 questions each, out of which you have to attempt any 16 questions. So you can leave 4 questions from each section, so 16, 16, 32. And then the section C will have 2 case studies, so it will be 2 questions, so 5 questions each, and you have to attempt any 8 out of that. So you can either do it whatever way you like, that you can attempt 3 from the first case study, 5 from the second, or 5 from the first, 3 from the second, or 4 from both. So it is your wish how you want to do it, but from section C you have to attempt 8 questions. and all questions carry 1 mark each, and it is going to be, so 32 plus 8, 40 marks. The marks will be out of 40, and there is no negative marking for that. So that is the question paper pattern, and now let's come to solving the questions as well. So we come to section A, and like I told you, you have to get ready with your pen and paper so that you start solving the questions along with me. And for every question that you solve, for every correct answer that you give, if you're the first one to do that, you get 2 points. If you're not the first one but still give me a correct answer, you get 1 point. And I have got a comment from Helios. Helios, hi, very good evening to you, and a very warm welcome to the stream. And I hope you are ready with your pen and paper so that you can start solving the questions along with me. Right, and let's go to the first question. We are going to, so like the board exams is 1.5 hours, so this stream also is likely to last for almost 2 hours, because I have to wait for your answers as well. So we'll try and go quickly over it. So let's come to the first question. The first question that is there is that the product of two numbers is 1800 and their LCM is 200. You have to find the HCF of the two numbers. So the product is 1800 and LCM is 200. What is the HCF of the two numbers? Come on, the first one to give the answer gets 2 points for that. Okay, I am waiting. No correct answers so far. So okay, I'll give you a hint on how to do it. So to do such type of questions, you should know the property of LCM and HCF, and the property is that the product of the LCM and the HCF is equal to the product of the two numbers. So if the product of the two numbers is something, and it will be the same as the product of their LCM and HCF. So now using this formula or using this property, you can tell me what the answer is. And Helios says that it should be 5. 5 is not even there in the options, Helios. Look at the options. The options are 9, 90, 900 and 3,60,000. So you have to choose one of those options. It's a multiple choice exam and you have to choose the correct option. Now 5 unfortunately is not there in the options, so in case you are not able to give the answer, you won't get any points for it. And Helios, I would actually also like to know your actual name, so that in case you are eligible for the prize or the certificate, I should be able to mark you accordingly. So if you can give me your name, that will be very helpful. Otherwise I'll go by it. And we have another student with us, Shailendra Singh Bhadoria. Very warm welcome to the stream. And you say that the correct answer should be 900. Okay, make sure that if you are here, do fill up the attendance form so that it makes you eligible to win the certificate as well as the prize. So 905, we have got two different answers. Let's see what the correct answer is. So like I told you, the property is that the product of the two numbers should be equal to the product of the LCM and HCF. So let's see what we have. We have the LCM already, which is given as 200. So 200 times the HCF we don't know, that is what we have to find out. So HCF should be equal to the product of the two numbers, which is 1800. So HCF obviously will be 1800 divided by 200. The zeros gets cancelled and it is just 18 divided by 2, which is 9. So option number A is correct. And I'm sure, Shailendra, you must have made a mistake. It does look like it that okay, 1800 divided by 200 is 900, but it is actually only 9. It is not 900. So do make sure that you do not mess up with those very simple calculations. It sometimes becomes a little confusing. I can very well understand it, because at the first instance even I thought that it should be 900, but it is not actually that. It should be only 9. right? So make sure that you do the calculations correctly, and let's move to the second question now. Second question is about quadratic polynomials, that if alpha and beta are the two zeros of a quadratic polynomial which is given as kx square plus 4x plus 4, then you have to find the value of alpha plus beta upon alpha beta. So alpha and beta are the two zeros, and let's see who comes up with the correct answer. And I hope you remember what the property, what the relationship of the roots of a polynomial is with the coefficients of the polynomial. It is very important to use that property in this question to solve such type of questions. So in case you know the relationship of the roots with the coefficients, this question is very easy, can be solved within seconds. And I am waiting for the correct answer from whoever is attending. There are 4 options: 2 by 3, 1, -1 and -2. And in case you think that the answer should be something else and it is not there in the options, you can mark that, you can send that answer in the chat box. Though I tried to make attempts that there should be the correct option should be one of the options, but in case I have messed up somewhere, in case I have goofed up somewhere, I may have missed the correct option. So in case the correct answer is not there in the options, you can write that as well in the chat box and I'll help you with it. So do you remember the relationship of the roots with the coefficients? We know that any quadratic polynomial, the general form of the quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, and where a, b and c can be any real numbers while x is the coefficient. Now the relationship of the roots is that alpha plus beta, if alpha and beta are the two roots, then alpha plus beta is equal to negative b by a, and alpha beta, the product of the roots, should be equal to c by a. So if you remember this relationship between the coefficients and the roots of the polynomial, then this question is very easy to do. And this polynomial ax square plus bx plus c can also be written as x square. So we remove the a from that, so it becomes x square plus, no sorry, not plus, it should be minus because it's minus b upon a. So x square minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta. So this polynomial can also be written like that. And now the question is very simple, and Shailendra says that option B should be correct, which is 1. Let's see if that is correct or not. So what happens is, if we write the polynomial as kx square plus 4x plus 4, now using this property that alpha plus beta, the sum of the roots should be equal to minus b upon a, so that becomes minus b is minus of 4, so we can say that alpha plus beta is equal to minus 4 upon a, and a in this case is k, so that becomes minus 4 upon k, and alpha beta in that case is equal to c upon a, c in this case is 4 and it is upon a, which is k. So we need to find out the value of alpha plus beta upon alpha beta, alpha plus beta upon alpha beta. So that is going to be equal to minus 4 upon k whole upon 4 upon k. So basically what we get is minus 4 upon k multiplied by k upon 4. The k and the k get cancelled, the 4 and the 4 get cancelled, and what we are left with is minus 1. It's not plus 1. So option number C is correct. I'm sorry Shailendra, that is not the correct answer, and again you made a very silly mistake. You were right most of the time, but again probably just a calculation mistake. So make sure that you do not forget to make the correct calculations. Okay, let's move to the next question that we have today. The value for k for which the system of equations kx plus 10y is equal to k minus 5 and 10x plus ky is equal to k will have infinitely many solutions. When will they have infinitely many solutions? What does that mean? Infinitely many solutions. So this question is from linear equations in two variables, and I'm sure you remember the graphs, and I'm sure you also remember how to find the solution to the lines. So in case we have two lines with us, so this is a linear equation, this is the graph of a linear equation, this is the graph of another linear equation, and the point of intersection is the solution to both the equations. So this, when this happens, it's said to be a consistent solution where it gives at least one solution, and inconsistent is when it does not give you any solution. So in that case the lines are parallel, they are never going to intersect, so they will never give you a solution. And the third case is when the lines are coincident, when they are lying on top of each other. In that case you will have infinitely many solutions. So what is the relationship of the coefficients with the linear equations that we have? So the two linear equations that we have are kx plus 10y is equal to k minus 5 and 10x plus ky is equal to k. Now for it to have, I have not received any correct answers. Okay, option B, Ashu says that it should be plus minus 10, and Ashu, who won last time, I will have to check. I think you are definitely on the top last month and you will get the prize very soon, so don't worry about that. But the company is really not going to sponsor any more big prizes because they didn't see the participation that well this month. So unfortunately from next month there will be no prizes, but this month definitely you are going to get the prize, so do not worry about that. And let's solve the question. So Ashu says that it should be plus minus 10, which is option B, sorry. So the way to do that is that we know that A1, that in case it is going to have infinitely so many solutions, then A1 upon A2 should be equal to B1 upon B2, which should be equal to C1 upon C2. So that the lines are coincident, they lie on top of each other. So in this case the values that we have for A1, we have got k, so that means k upon 10 should be equal to B1 upon B2, which is 10 upon k. So we don't actually need to go into C1 and C2 at all, because we can solve for the value of k just using this equation here. So if k upon 10 is equal to 10 upon k, then we can just cross multiply and we get that k square is equal to 100. Then finding the square root, we get that k is equal to plus minus root of 100, which gives us the value of plus or minus 10. So yes, indeed option number B is correct, and that gives Ashu 2 more points and he moves on to 149 points. Right, and very good. And let's move to the next question that we have. And the next question is that a box contains discs numbered from 1 to 90. If one disc is drawn at random from the box, the probability that it bears a prime number less than 50 is what? Should it be 5 upon 9, 7 upon 45, 13 upon 90, or 1 upon 6? Waiting for the correct answers in the chat box, and I have got another student with me, Bishu Kumar. Bishu, wish you a very warm welcome. I don't think I've seen you before in this stream before, but if this is the first time that you are attending the stream, let me tell you that we help you pass the board exams with flying colors, and we are going to do some mathematics practice today. And make sure that if you are coming here for the first time, do fill up the attendance form which is there in the description box of the video, so that I come to know that you have attended the stream, and any future information can be sent out to you well in advance. So this is the last stream. As I told you, from next month onwards I'll let you prepare for your board exams, get you through your board exams this month. So from 19th of December we are going to restart the preparation for the term 2 board exams. And Vishu says that he will give me the answer, and I am still waiting. And let's have a look at the question again, that the box contains numbers from 1 to 90. You pick up one disk out of it, and what is the probability that it bears a prime number which is less than 50? Okay, so first of all we'll have to see how many disks are there. So in case the disks are being numbered from 1 to 90, then obviously there are going to be 90 disks. So the probability, whatever the probability is, the denominator will have to be 90. So we'll have to look at what the numerator is right now. So the numerator, to find out the numerator, we have to look at only the favorable outcomes, and the favorable outcomes are those which give us a prime number less than 50. So do figure out how many prime numbers are there. And meanwhile we have another student with us, Hriday Khanna. Hriday, very warm welcome to you to the stream. And again, this is probably the first time that you're visiting us, and we help you prepare for the board exams and come out with flying colors. So any doubt in mathematics you have, we are there for your help. So just make sure you click on the link available to the attendance form which is there in the description box. Mark your attendance, and so that we are good to go and you are ready to pass your board exams with flying colors. Especially in mathematics, I don't take care of the other subjects, but as far as mathematics is concerned, you don't need to worry about anything at all. I am there for you. Right, so Bishu, I still haven't got your answer, and Hriday, I also hope you are you are trying to solve, and you say that you are my son's classmate. Okay, you are Naman's classmate. That's nice to know. And right, Hriday, I think I have heard your name, and there was one of your other classmates as well, Animesh Gupta and Adamya Dhiman. They have also attended the streams in the past, and Animesh has even won the prize in the past, I think. So a very warm welcome to you. And like I said, this is going to be the last live stream, because I will let you prepare for your board exams now, and after the board exams are over, from 19th of December we are going to start the live streams again every Sunday from 5 p.m. onwards. So make sure that you click on the subscribe button, get subscribed to the channel, click on the bell notification as well. And what is the answer to this question? Okay, no correct answers so far. So I've already told you the denominator. We are just looking for the numerator now. So the numerator, as I told you, should be one of the favorable outcomes. So the favorable outcomes are that it should be a prime number less than 50. So we have to find how many prime numbers are there between 1 and 50, and that should be the numerator, and then choose the correct option. So as far as the prime numbers are concerned, we start from the lowest prime number. 1 is a prime number. Yes, no, maybe. That is my question. Is 1 a prime number? Maybe. I think you are big boys now, and class 10th, you should be knowing by now that what are prime numbers and what are composite numbers, and if 1 is a prime number or not. That is my question. Okay, so we know that the lowest prime number is 2. Hriday says that no, 1 is not a prime number, and he's absolutely right. 1 is not a prime number. It's said to be a unique number. It's neither prime nor composite. The lowest prime that we have is 2, and prime numbers are those numbers which have only two factors, which are the number itself and 1. So the prime numbers that we have from 1 to 50 are 2, 3, 5, 7. 9 is not a prime number, so 2 is the only even prime that we have. 9 is a composite number because it is a multiple of 3 as well. 11 is a prime, 13 is a prime, 15 is not a prime, 17 is a prime, 19 is a prime, 21 is not, 23 is a prime, 25 is not, 27 is not, 29 is a prime. Then we have got 31 is a prime, 33, 35 are not primes, 37 is a prime, 39 is not a prime, 41 is a prime, 43 is a prime, 45 and 45 are not primes, but 47 is a prime, and then all the other prime numbers that are there are above 50. So these are the only possible primes from 1 to 50. So the total number of prime numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there are 15 primes, so obviously the numerator should be 15. That gives us 15 upon 90 as the probability, and in lowest terms it should be 1 upon 6. So option number D is correct. Since I received no correct answers from anybody, nobody will get a point for this, but we move on to the next question that is there. Hriday, sorry, too late. Your answer did come right now, but it is after I gave you the answer already. So do make sure that you try to give the answer earlier so that you earn points also for that. In case you are able to give the answer before I show the answer on the screen, then you are eligible to get a point for that. Let's move to the next question that we have. The area of a circle that can be inscribed in a square of side 2.8 centimeters is how much? So understand the question. I hope you are sitting with your notebook and pen. In case you are not, just grab it very quickly, make a figure, understand what the question is asking, and then figure out what things you know and how can we arrive at the correct answer. And I hope that you have filled up the attendance form as well, which is there in the description box of the video, so that it makes you eligible to win the prize as well as the certificate. But the prize and certificate you'll get only when you fulfill all the other terms and conditions as well. Right, so let's understand what the question is saying. So it says it is asking us for the area of a circle, and we know the formula for the area of a circle. It's 2 pi r, isn't it? The formula for the area of a circle is 2 pi r, am I right? Or is it pi r square? So do not make a confusion. You have to you have been learning this from class 4th or 5th onwards, I think, that the area of a circle is pi r square, and that is the formula that you're going to use to find the area of this circle. But to understand what the question is asking, I'm waiting for your answer very quickly, so that once I show it, then you will not be eligible for the point. So the question is saying that we have a square. I'm very bad at drawing, so don't judge me for the drawing that I make, but my maths knowledge is pretty good, so do judge me for that if you want to, but not for the drawings that I make. Okay, so there is a square that we have which has a side length of 2.8 centimeters. So all sides are equal to 2.8 centimeters, and there is a circle inscribed inside the square that we have. So the circle is something like this, and we have to find the area of this circle. Now how do we find the area of this circle? Hriday says that it should be option number A, which is 6.16 centimeters. Okay, let's see how. So what we have here is that we have a circle, and if we look at this length, complete length, which happens to pass through the center of the circle, is equal to 2.8 centimeters, which is it's equal to it's parallel to both the sides of the circle. So the diameter of the circle is 2.8, and in case the diameter is 2.8, we know that the radius is 1.4 centimeters. And then we can use this formula to find the area, which is 22 by 7 multiplied by 1.4 multiplied by 1.4, because it's r square and not only r, so make sure that you do that correctly. 7 times 0.2 gives you 1.4, and then okay, what do you have to do now? So 22 times 0.2 gives you 4.4, and 4.4 multiplied by 1.4, if you do, so you get 14 times 4 is 56, 5 carried forward, then 61 and 2 decimal places, so that's 6.16. And indeed Hriday is correct, and he gets 2 points for that. So let me add that to my sheet. So we have got Hriday Khanna with 2 points added to his score. Hriday Khanna 2. Okay, I have marked that. Let's move to the next question that we have. And next question is that the largest number which divides 377, 286 and 421, leaving remainders of 9, 10 and 7 respectively, are what? Or sorry, is what? Which is the largest number which divides these numbers, leaving these remainders? This question is from your first chapter, Real Numbers, where you use Euclid's division lemma and Euclid's division algorithm to find out the HCF, the LCM, and all those things are there in that chapter. And I'm sure you must have heard the properties. What are the properties that we have? How to find the HCF when we get a question like this, whether we have to find the HCF or the LCM. So you have to figure that out and then give me what the correct answer should be. Should it be 23? Should it be 46? Should it be 69? Or should it be 92? So the largest number which divides 377, 286 and 421, leaving remainders 9, 10 and 7 respectively. Okay, so that's I think it's a tough one to figure out, is it? It's not really tough if you understand what the Euclid's division algorithm is all about. So Euclid's division algorithm says that we remember the general form of the Euclid's division algorithm, which is A is equal to B cube plus R. Now we have been given the R here, so R is already given. 377 is the number that is given to us. So 377 should be equal to BQ. So we don't know the divisor also. We have to find that out, and there will be some quotient. So BQ I'll leave as it is, but it leaves a remainder of 9. So basically we have to find BQ with a remainder of 9. So obviously to find the value of BQ, we will need to take 9 to the other side. So when we take 9 to the other side, we get 377 minus 9. And same way in the other options also, when it leaves the same remainder, okay, Hriday says that it should be option A. Is that, no, that was for the last question, I think. Okay, I'm still waiting for the correct answer. So similarly, if we look at the other numbers, so it's 286, which leaves a remainder of 10, and when 10 comes to this side, that becomes 286 minus 10, and same way for 421, leaves a remainder of 7, and when 7 comes here, we'll subtract 7 from that. So the numbers that we get now are 368, 286 minus 10 is 276, and 421 minus 7 is 414. So we have to find what is the largest number which divides these three numbers, leaving a remainder of 9, 10 and 7 respectively. So whenever the question asks us for the largest number think of what we can apply. Should it be the LCM or the HCF? In most cases you will find out that in case it is asking for the largest number, we look for the highest common factor. So largest, highest, they go well in tandem. So we are looking for the highest common factor, the HCF, and obviously this words confirms it all, which divides these numbers. So basically if it divides these numbers, it should be smaller than these numbers. The LCM will always be bigger than these numbers, but if it divides these numbers, then it should be smaller than these numbers, and therefore we will have to find the HCF. Now HCF you will have to find of these numbers and not of the numbers given, because those numbers leave a remainder, whereas these numbers will not leave any remainder. So you have to find the HCF of 368, 276 and 414, and then tell me what the answer is. So basically what happens is, you know that if we want to find the HCF or the LCM, we do the prime factorization method, and using the prime factorization we can find what the HCF and LCM is. So let's do the prime factorization for 368. Can it be divided by 2? Yes, indeed it can be divided by 2, and I get 1, 8, 4, and again that can be divided by 2, so I get 2 times 9 and then 2, and again that can be divided by 2, so I get 2 times 4 and 6. Again that can be divided by 2, so I get 2 times 23, and 23 is a prime number which is divisible only by 23, so that gives me 1. So the HCF, the 368 as a product of primes can be written as 2 to the power 4 multiplied by 23. Then we have got the second number, which is 276. We'll do the prime factorization for that as well and see what do we get, and same way for 414, and let's see then what the answer comes out to be. So when we divide by 2, we get 2 times 1, then 2 times 3 and 8. Again divisible by 2, we get 2 times 6 and then 9. That's not divisible by 2 but is divisible by 3. So when we divide by 3, we get 23, and 23 is a prime number which can be divided only by 23, so we get 1. So this as a product of primes can be written as 2 square multiplied by 3 multiplied by 23. And the final number 414, we'll prime factorize that as well. So when we divide by 2, we get 207. That is not divisible by 2 but is divisible by 3. So we get 3 times 6 and then 9, 69, and then again divisible by 3. So we get 23, and 23 is a prime number, so we divide by 23, and this can be written as 2 into 3 square multiplied by 23. And then to find the HCF, we have to look at the common factors of all these with the lowest power. So Bishu says that it should be option B, which is 46. Let's see if Bishu is correct or not. So we know that 2 is a common factor in all of them, and the lowest power of 2 is obviously 1 in the last one here. So the HCF will be equal to 2. And then what other else is a common factor? 3 is there in the last two, but it is not there in the first one. So that is obviously not a common factor. And if we look at 23, it is present in all three of them, and the lowest power is 1. So that becomes 2 times 23, which is equal to 46. And yes, 46 is the correct answer. So Bishu gets 2 points for that. And let me write that in the in my thing as well. Okay, so we come to the next question. So while you are solving this, I'll update the marks for Bishu. Bishu Kumar gets 2 points. What should be the answer to this question? Okay, so still waiting for the correct answer. If 2 sine theta is equal to 2 sine theta minus root 3 is equal to 0, then you have to find the value of 4 cos cube theta minus cos theta. 4 cos cube theta minus cos theta. If 2 sin theta minus root 3 is equal to 0, then what is the value of this? So obviously this is a question from trigonometry, and to do trigonometry you should know two very important things that you should know in trigonometry is the value of the trigonometric ratios for special angles, like for 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. You should know those values. That is number one thing to remember. And number two thing to remember are the trigonometric identities. If you are clear with those two terms, then any question of trigonometry you can solve. So let's see how we can do this. So we know that we may have to work around these expressions that are given to us, and Bishu says that it should be option C, which is 0. And let's see if Bishu is right or not. So basically what we get is 2 sin theta. So if 2 sin theta minus root 3 is equal to 0, then obviously we have to find the value of sin theta. So to do that, we'll have to isolate sin theta. For that, we'll take root 3 to the other side. So we get 2 sin theta is equal to root 3, and since we need the value of only sin theta, we divide both sides by 2 and we get sin theta is equal to root 3 by 2. Now root 3 by 2 is a familiar value for sine, and we know that it is the same as sine 60 degrees. So now if sine theta is equal to sine 60 degrees, then we know that theta is equal to 60 degrees. Now if theta is equal to 60 degrees, then the value of this expression is not difficult to find out. So that becomes 4 cos cube 60 degrees minus cos 60 degrees, and that should give us the answer. And let's see what is that. So 4 cos cube 60 degrees is nothing but cos 60 whole cubed, and cos 60 we know is the same as sin 30, which is equal to 1 upon 2, and we cube that, and obviously we subtract cos 60, which is again 1 by 2, and when we simplify this we get 4 into 1 by 8 minus 1 by 2, and 4 and 8 can get cancelled to give 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 is 0, and yes, 0 is the correct answer. And Bishu said it is option C, and he gets another 2 points for that, and since there are no other correct answers, he is the only one who's getting the points. Let's move to the next question that we have, which is a question from similar triangles. To try and figure out the answer to this while I update the score for Bishu. Okay, so Bishu earns 2 more points. Meanwhile, I hope you are solving the question of similar triangles that we have. Now here it is showing me that the internet speed is a little low, and I hope that you are able to see me clearly and are able to hear me clearly. Or is the stream lagging a bit? Maybe the voice is broken, but if it is so, then I really can't help it too much, because the stream is a little sometimes you can't trust the internet connection so much, but in some time it should get okay. And let's see if we have any answers yet. No answers, but we know that if the triangle is given to us where it says that if in triangle ABC, DE is parallel to BC, so we have been given the figure also, and they have told us that DE is parallel to BC, and we have to find the value of x, and they have given us the length of each side of the two triangles. So we have got AD equal to x, DB equal to x minus 2, AE is equal to x plus 2, and EC is equal to x minus 1. And Bishu says that it should be 4 units, that the value of x should be 4 units, and let's see if Bishu is correct or not. So we know that if the lines are parallel to each other, then according to Thales theorem, the ratio of the the ratio in which the two lines are intersected is going to be the same. So that means that AD upon DB should be the same as AE upon EC, and that is only because DE is parallel to BC. If DE had not been parallel to BC, then this equality won't have held true, but because they are parallel, the ratio of the two sides is going to be the same. So now let's put in the values. AD we know is x, and dB is x minus 2, so x upon x minus 2 should be equal to AE, which is x plus 2, upon EC, which is x minus 1. And then to find the value of x, we just have to cross multiply. So we get x times x minus 1 should be equal to x plus 2 times x minus 2. Very simple to do. So when we simplify this, we get x square minus x should be equal to, and x plus 2 into x minus 2, we all know it's x square minus 4, and x square can get cancelled. So we have got minus x is equal to minus 4. So therefore x will be equal to 4. So indeed Bishu is correct about it. Option D is the correct answer, and the value for that should be 4 units. And while I update the scores of Bishu, you can move on to the next question. The number 0.131313 and keeps going on in the form P upon Q will be equal to which of the following fractions? 2 upon 11, 4 upon 11, 2 upon 33, or 13 upon 99. Okay, meanwhile I'll update the score. Pishu moves on to 6 points. The number 0.131313 in the form P upon Q will be equal to what? 2 upon 11, 4 upon 11, 2 upon 33, or 13 upon 99. So what is the correct way to do this question? So now board exams this time, term 1 actually has become very easy because you have got choices also available to you, and in case sometimes it happens that you don't understand how to solve that questions, then you can look at the options and try and work backwards to see, but that is not the correct way to do it. You should know how to solve the question, so that instead of checking the answer for 4 options that are given to you, you solve it only for one and arrive at the correct option. And to do that, basically when these type of questions come, you have to make sure that you multiply it with something, and Bishu says that it should be 13 upon 99, and let's see how. So basically what happens is that the number that is given to you, you assume that as x. So we say that let x be equal to 0.131313, and it keeps going on forever, and then we have to multiply this expression, both sides of this expression, by some number which could be 10, 100, 1000 or 10,000, such that after the decimals we get the same number as in this equation. So if this equation is equation number 1, then to get the same value after the decimals, if we multiply it by 10, we'll get 1.313131, which is not the same as 131313. So to get it as 131313, we'll have to multiply by 100. So if you multiply by 100, you get 100x will be equal to, now the decimal place will move 2 places to the right, so that becomes 13.131313, and it keeps going on forever, and this is equation number 2. Then you subtract equation number 1 from equation number 2. So when you do that, so basically what you get is 13.131313 minus 0.131313, and it keeps going on. So after the decimal, what you get is 0.00000, and before the decimal you get 13 minus 0, which is 13. So and 100x minus x is only 99x, so 99x should be equal to 13, and therefore x will be equal to 13 upon 99. So yes, option number 2 is correct, and Bishu gets another 2 points for that. No other correct answers, so no other point. So and let's move to the next question. The pair of linear equations 3x plus 6 is equal to 10y and 2x minus 15y plus 3 is equal to 0 are inconsistent, consistent, parallel, or none of these. What should be the answer to this? Bishu moves on to 8 points. Okay, so let's write the equations that are given to us. So a pair of linear equations in two variables. 3x plus 6 is equal to 10y and 2x minus 15y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now the equations are not written in the standard form, and to write them in the standard form they should be of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So we have to bring 0 to one side and rearrange the other terms accordingly so that we get the option the equations in the standard form, and then we can have a look at the ratio of the coefficients. Okay, Bishu says that they should be consistent. Okay, let's see. So basically what happens is that 3x, if we rearrange this equation, we get 3x minus 10y plus 6 is equal to 0 and 2x minus 15y plus 3 is equal to 0. That's already in the standard form. We know that this is a1, this is b1, this is c1, this is a2, this is b2, and this is c2. Now there are three possible conditions that can be there. So one is that a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, which is not equal to c1 upon c2. So when this happens, when they are not equal, the lines will intersect each other and will have one solution. So in that case it will be consistent. So whenever we have a solution available, the lines are consistent. When we have no solution available, the lines are not consistent. The second is that a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 but is not equal to c1 upon c2. So when this happens, the lines are parallel to each other and they are never going to meet each other. So when that happens, it gives us no solution. So in that case it becomes inconsistent. And the third possible scenario is that a1 upon a2 will be equal to b1 upon b2, which will be equal to c1 upon c2. So when that happens, the lines are coincident on each other and they will have infinitely many solutions, and again they will be a pair of consistent lines. So let's look at the roots here, the coefficients here, and see whether they should be consistent, inconsistent, parallel, or none of these. So a1 upon a2 will give us 3 upon 2 and b1 upon b2 will give us minus 10 upon minus 15 and c1 upon c2 will give us 6 upon 3. So we get 3 upon 2, which is equal to, so this can be simplified to 2 upon 3, the minus and minus will also get cancelled, and this can be simplified to 2. So 3 upon 2, 2 upon 3 and 2, so obviously they are not equal to each other. One solution will be there for it and the solution will be consistent. So yes, the pair of linear equations are consistent, and Bishu does get 2 points for that. And while I update the scores for Bishu, let's move to the next question. Ria was drawing a rectangle on her worksheet. The length of the diagonal of the rectangle, which has a length of 12 centimeter and the breadth of 5 centimeter, will be how much? Very simple question. I should get the answer within 30 seconds. And I will not wait more than that. Meanwhile, Bishu moves up to 10 points so quickly, and let's see what's the answer to this. Ria was drawing a rectangle in her worksheet, and so basically this is the rectangle that she drew. Probably, I'm thinking so, because this is a rectangle And whenever we make a rectangle, we can make a rectangle like this also, but very few people make it like that. We can make a rectangle like this also, but again very few people make it like that. Generally when we make a rectangle, it is like this, the top one. So probably she drew something like this, and she says that the length is 12 centimeter and the breadth is 5 centimeter, and we have to find the length of the diagonal. So very easy question, nothing to do in that. And Bishu says that it should be 13, but before Bishu we have got an answer from Bhishmesh. Bhishmesh, welcome back to the stream, and if that is indeed the correct answer, that is the correct answer, because 12 and 5 we know are part of Pythagorean triplets, and obviously in that case the diagonal should be 13. But you can apply the Pythagoras theorem also, where it says that the c square, the hypotenuse square, should be equal to 12 square plus 5 square, the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So c square should be equal to 144 plus 25, and or c square should be equal to 169, and finding the square root we get c is equal to plus or minus 13, plus or minus root of 169, which is equal to plus or minus 13. But since the length of a rectangle or the diagonal of a rectangle cannot be negative, it only has to be positive, so it can be 13 centimeters. So yes, 13 is indeed the correct answer. And Bhishmesh says yes, ट्रिपलेट्स हैं और आपको याद था, बहुत अच्छी बात है, एंड याद होने भी चाहिए. These are some common triplets which we should always remember. So 3, 4, 5 are triplets, 5, 12 and 13 are triplets, 6, 8 and 10 are triplets, and so many others. And I think there is 12, 15 and 17 probably, maybe, no, there are some triplets. So you can obviously, as you keep doing questions, you will remember them. So basically this is 13 centimeter, which is correct, and Bhishmesh gets 2 points for it, and Bishu gets 1 point. So we move on to the next question. So while playing with the circular toy, Mohit started measuring it. The toy has a diameter of 8 centimeter. If we measured the perimeter of a sector of the toy as 20 centimeters, then the length of arc ACB is what? Again, a very simple question, can be done in 10 seconds. Meanwhile, Bhishmesh's score goes up to 20 and Bishu moves on to 11. Okay, very simple question. I still haven't got the answers and I am waiting, because I am not going to wait much longer for these questions, because this stream I plan to finish with section B and C also. So we are going to move very quickly. So let's see what the correct answer is. So basically the toy has a diameter of 8 centimeter. So if the diameter is 8, then the radius is 4. So we know that this is 4 and this is 4. And he says he measured the perimeter of a sector of the toy. So this sector has been marked for us. So the perimeter of this sector from here to here to here is total 20. So which means that AO plus OB plus ACB is equal to 20, and since AO and OB are both radii, which are equal to 8, plus ACB is equal to 20, therefore ACB will be equal to 20 minus 8, which is equal to 12. Very simple. No point of calculating the areas or the circumference or whatever. No correct answers from any one of you. So indeed option number C is correct, and we move on to the next question of the day. The next question is, what is the value of 4 sine square 30 degrees plus cosec square 30 degrees plus 3 cos square 0 degrees plus 4 sine 90 degrees minus tan square 60 degrees. So 5 different expressions are there, 5 different trigonometric ratios are there, for which you have to find the value of this total trigonometric expression. what will be the value of this? Should it be 9, 10, 11 or 12? Do Bhishmesh, I got your answer as 12, but I hope this answer you are giving for the last question and not for this question. But as far as the last question is concerned, I had already given the answer, so this will not be considered. So let's move to this question. What is the answer to this question? 4 sine square 30 plus cosec square 30 plus 3 cos square 0 plus 4 sine 90 minus tan square 60. So we should remember the trigonometric ratios for this, and we know that 4 times, so let me write the expression again. 4 sine square 30 plus cosec square 30 plus 3 cos square 0 plus 4 sine 90 minus tan square 60. Now sine 30 we know is equal to 2, so that becomes 4 times 1 upon 2 whole square, plus cosec 30 is the reciprocal of sine 30, and if sine 30 is 1 upon 2, the reciprocal of that is 2, so that becomes 2 square, plus 3 times cos 0 is the same as sine 90, which is equal to 1, so it becomes 1 square. Bhishmesh says that the answer should be 9. Let's see if that is correct or not. 4 sine 90 will be 4 times sine 90 is 1, so 4 times 1 minus tan square 60. Tan 60 is equal to root 3, and square of that we'll find out. So we get 4 into 1 by 4 plus 2 square is 4 plus 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4 times 1 is 4 minus root 3 whole square is 3. So this gets cancelled and becomes 1. So we get 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 minus 3 is 9. So yes, 9 is the correct answer, and Bhishmesh gets a point for it, and no points for Bishu because I haven't got the answer from him. So let's move to the next question. The decimal expansion of 17 upon 5 to the power 4 multiplied by 2 cube will be equal to what? Again, a very simple question. You do not have to do anything, just one small bit of thing that you have to do, and you will arrive at the correct answer. So Bhishmesh moves on to 22 points. Okay, and let's see what we have there. No correct answer so far, and it should not take so much of time. I know sometimes since I'm doing this live stream from StreamYard, I know that sometimes what happens is that StreamYard gets a little delayed in sending the comments, but yes, Bishu says that it should be option D, which is 0.017. okay, let's see if that is the correct answer or not. So basically, to do such type of question, we know that the decimal expansion is either going to be terminating or non-terminating, and in case it is going to be terminating, then the only prime factors that we should have in the denominator are 2 and 5. If there are any other prime factors that cannot be cancelled with the numerator, then obviously you can't, it's going to be a non-terminating decimal expansion. So in this case, all the options that are given to us are terminating, and we can see from the question very well that 5 and 2 are the only prime factors in the denominator. So yes, it is going to be terminating. So all the 4 options can be there, but to find the correct one, we will obviously write this 5 to the power 4 into 2 cube. Now we know that it is going to be terminating when it can be divided by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh or so on. So basically, to make that happen, if we multiply by 5, nothing is going to change because it will not give us a denominator of 10, 100, 1000. So basically, to do that, we will have to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2. So that becomes 34 upon 5 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 4, which can be written as 34 upon 5 into 2 to the power 4, which can be written as 34 upon 1 followed by 4 zeros. So the correct answer is 0.0034, and I'm sorry Bhishmesh, you are wrong. You won't get any points for that. The final answer you said okay. Bishu said that the answer should be D, then he said A, then Bishu gave the answer as B, final answer. So yes, Bishu will get a point for it, and Bhishmesh, your answer came after I gave the answer, so sorry, your points will not be considered. Bishu gets 2 points for that, and we move on to the next question. The next question is again, I think, on similar triangles, looks like that. So read the question and tell me what the value of AE is going to be. So we have been given the figure ABC and AED, where the two triangles are similar to each other, and the side lengths are given. So AB is given as 8 centimeters, DE is given as 4.5 centimeters, BC is given as 9 centimeters, and AE is X, which we have to find out. So meanwhile, updating the scores, Bishu moves on to 13, Bhishmesh is on 22. And Bhishmesh says no problem about points. Okay, Bishu's sorry, I missed a lot of comments here. So Bishu says the stream was not, so I was not getting the number exactly. Okay, Bishu, sometimes it happens when the internet connection is slow, so the quality is becomes a little poor, but when that happens, make sure that you click on the 3 dots. There should be either 3 dots or a gear icon for settings. So if you click on that, you can choose, there is an option for quality in that, and if you click on quality, usually it goes on to auto, but if you choose higher quality, you will be able to see it clearly. Bhishmesh says that no problem, correct answer is important. Yes, correct answer I got from Bishu for the last question, and this time Bhishmesh says it should be 4, which is option number B, and let's see why. And so we have been given that triangle ABC is similar to triangle AED. So using that similarity, we can say that the ratio of the corresponding sides, which means AB upon AE, should be the same as BC upon ED, which should be the same as AC upon AD. So now what have we not been given? AD and AC are not given, so let's not consider this. Using this equality, we can say that AB is 8, AE we don't know, that is X, BC is 9, and DE or ED is 4.5. So using this, we can say that X is equal to 8 into 4.5 divided by 9, and 4.5 times 2 is 9, and 2 times 4 is 8. So yes, X is equal to 4, that's the correct answer, and option B is correct. And Bhishmesh does get 2 points for that, and Bishu also I received his answer before I solved it, so Bishu gets 1 point. And Bhishmesh says this is according to the BPT theorem. BPT theorem, yes, you can say it is according to the BPT also, because basic proportionality theorem, which is the Thales theorem, also known as the Thales theorem, these two lines DE and BC, they are parallel to each other, and because they are parallel, then the lines which are between these two will be intersected in the same ratio. But again, that does not tell us anything about ED and BC, Bhishmesh. So not exactly because of BPT, it is because of the ratio of the similarity of triangles. That the ratio of the corresponding sides in similar triangles are the same. So according to that, we can say that the ratio of the sides will be this, and therefore X is equal to 4. So सर हमारा मैथ्स का पेपर था प्रैक्टिस एग्जामिनेशंस. ओके, तो कैसा हुआ प्रैक्टिस एग्जामिनेशन? आई होप यू गॉट गुड मार्क्स फॉर दैट. एंड आपकी मैम है नीलू मैम who happens to be known to me, and she had shared some questions also from the question bank that you people had, and I was going through the questions yesterday. Interesting questions, very good questions, and I think if you prepare from those questions and solve them in full, I know it's a big bundle of printouts, and if you do that, there is no uh, way you can not clear the board exams. It is going to be a piece of cake for you. Just do that question bank very properly, and in case you have any doubts, you already have my email address. So in case you don't have my email address, you can note it down, which is exp2success@sharma.es. So any questions that you have, you can send me a mail on this, and the live streams will not be there from next week because I'll let you prepare for your board exams. From 19th of December, we'll restart the live streams for the session 2. So in case you have any questions, you can send it to me on this address, or in case you want to book a personal class, I'll do it on Zoom for you, and I'll help you clear any of the topics you are facing a problem with. So yes, and he says that the question paper was very good, and section A was fully correct. Section B and C only 1 mark mistake. So if 2 questions went wrong, I think losing 0.8 marks. So 1.6, so you must have got 39 out of 40 then. Okay, so tomorrow Bishu says tomorrow is the pre-board maths. Okay, Bishu, very well done, and I hope you are preparing well. So that is why this is very important that you do this, attend this till the end, so that a practice sample paper has already been solved. Anyways, let's move to the next question. A letter is chosen at random from the letters of the word mathematics. The probability that the chosen letters either A, M or T is 3 upon 11, 1 upon 11, 5 upon 11 or 6 upon 11. Let's see what the correct answer is. A letter is chosen at random from the letters of the word mathematics. Sorry, I will be in between. I will also be treating myself to a cup of coffee. So while you people are busy solving the questions, let me try and refresh myself. So because it becomes quite long for me. I know it must be becoming long for you also. 1.5 hours, 2 hours live stream. It is not an easy job, but when I am the one who is talking all the time, it becomes a little more difficult. So I have the privilege of sitting in my couch, sofa, and drinking a cup of coffee in between. Okay, so when we are talking about probability, we know that it is probability can be calculated as the ratio of favorable outcomes upon the total number of outcomes. Let's see the total number of outcomes. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 letters are there. So obviously the denominator should be 11, and since all the options have 11 as the denominator, it could be any of these options. Now if the letter has to be A or M or T, which one should it be? Bishmesh says it should be 5 upon 11, then says no, 6 upon 11, option D. Bishu says it should be 6, which is option D. Let's see if that is the correct option. So A, M or T, so that means this is correct, this is correct, this can be there, this can be there, this can be there, this can be there. The H, E, I, C, S cannot be there, so there are basically 6 favorable outcomes. So 6 upon 11 is the correct answer, and Bishwesh gets 2 points for that, and Bishu gets 1. So Bishu moves on to 14, and let's move on to the next question. Meanwhile, you can solve this question while I update your scores. So Bishu moves on to 14 and Bhishmesh moves on to 24. Okay, so if three vertices of a triangle are so and so, then its centroid will be equal to what? So the three vertices are 2, 4, 5, 7, 3, 7. Centroid will be equal to what? When I'm asking you centroid will be equal to what, I mean what will be the coordinates of the centroid. So you have to find the coordinates, and it is very easy to say that, because if we have a triangle, any triangle that we have which has the coordinates of x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3, and if this is the centroid which has coordinates x, y, then we know that x coordinate should be something equal to something and y coordinate should be equal to something. Now what is that something that you need to find out, because if I give you the answer, you will find it for sure. And meanwhile I see that the number of viewers have increased, and if some of you happen to be new to the stream, I would like to welcome you to the stream first of all, and secondly I would also request you to fill up the attendance form so that I know that you are attending the stream and where are you from, and this stream is going to help you with your maths board exams. So we are doing a sample question paper and it will be very helpful for you. The link to the attendance form is there in the description box of the video, so make sure you fill that up and then come back and let's solve the questions properly. Okay, Vishmesh says that it should be option D, which is 10 by 3, 6. Okay, so no answer from Bishu as yet, and okay, I'll not wait because we need to move on quickly. So the x coordinates, the formula for the centroid is x1 plus x2 plus x3 whole upon 3, and for the y coordinate it's y1 plus y2 plus y3 whole upon 3. So that gives us x1 which is 2 plus x2 which is 5 plus x3 which is 3 whole upon 3, that is the x coordinate, and y coordinate will be 4 which is y1 plus 7 which is y2 plus 7 which is y3 upon 3. So x coordinate will be equal to 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, so 10 upon 3, and y will be 4 plus 7 is 11, 11 plus 7 is 18, and 18 upon 3, which gives us 6. So yes, D is the correct answer and Bhishmesh gets 2 points for it. Bishu, sorry, that is a little late, so I won't be accepting any points for that. So Bhishmesh moves on to 26 while we move on to the next question. And I think we are very soon going to finish section A. I don't know how many questions are left. Yeah, probably just 3 questions. So let us do that very quickly and then move on to section B. Who is going to give me the correct answer for this? If x is equal to a sine theta and y is equal to b cos theta, then you have to tell me the value of b square x square plus a square y square. What is it going to be? Will it be 1? Will it be ab? Will it be a square b square? Or will it be a square plus b square? Okay, and so let me update the scores also. Bhishmesh moves to 26. Okay. Right, we see that the number of viewers are increasing, and while you people are solving the question, this is a direct message to the viewers that are online right now, that this is a channel which helps you prepare for your board exams. We are doing live streams every Sunday at 5 p.m. but during this week we are going to give it a break because next week where your board exams are starting, but we'll be restarting the stream on 19th of December. So do make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification also, so that you do not miss out on any future videos that are posted to the channel, which are all related to your class 10 syllabus, and do not miss out on any live streams also in the future. Meanwhile, I got the answers from Bishmesh as option number C, which is a square b square, and Bishu also says that it should be option C, and let's see how. And yes, Kathit Parekh says thank you very much, Kathit, and I think this is the first time that I'm seeing you here. Do not forget to mark your attendance in the attendance form, so because attendance form is very important, so that I understand where my viewers are from and what you do, and which school are you studying in. So all those details, your some personal details, and basically getting to know you better. So that is the purpose of the attendance form, plus also so that I know that in case you are eligible for the prize or the certificate, or to be eligible for that filling up the attendance form is a must, and it is given there in the description box of the video. Right, and let's see how this is option C, and we know that what we have been given is that x is equal to a sine theta and y is equal to b cos theta, and we have to find the value of b square x square plus a square y square, and obviously we'll substitute the values. That is the easiest thing to do. So it becomes b square times a sine theta, which is the value of x, whole square, plus a square times b cos theta whole square, which is the value of y, and substituting that we get when a sine theta is squared, we get a square b square sine square theta, and this becomes a square b square cos square theta, and then we can factorize out a square b square, and we are left with sine square theta plus cos square theta inside the brackets. And we know that sine square theta plus cos square theta as an as a trigonometric identity, which is nothing but equal to 1. So this whole thing becomes equal to 1, and a square b square times 1 is nothing but a square b square. So yes, option number C is correct, and I think Bhishmesh gets 2 points for it and Bishu gets 1 point. Meanwhile, let's move on to the next question. Second last question of section A, then we move on very quickly to section B as well. Okay, so you can read the question. There are a lot of numbers, so you can count them very carefully. Do not make a mistake. So you have to be fast as well as accurate, because in case you are fast but not accurate, you will not get any points for that. But meanwhile, let me updating the points. I think Bishu moves on to 15 and Bhishmesh to 28. Okay. Bishu says 2 upon 7 and Bhishmesh also says option B, which is 2 upon 7. Bishu is the first one to answer. Let's see if that is indeed correct or not. So basically, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 numbers. So the denominator has to be 14. And that the selected number is 7, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4 favorable outcomes, which is 4 upon 14, which in simplest terms is 2 upon 7. So yes, both of you are correct, and Bhishmesh gets 2 points for that, and Bhishmesh gets 1. And sorry, Bishu gets 2 points and Bhishmesh gets 1. And let's move on to the next question, the last question of section A. Bishu moves on to 17, Bhishmesh to 29. Okay, if the points A, B, C, D are the vertices of a parallelogram which are taken in order, then you have to find the value of K. Should it be 8, 10, 12 or 14? But if you think that the correct answer is not there in the options and you find the answer as something else, you can write that also in the chat box. Because if you choose one of the options and it does not turn out to be correct after doing the calculations, then you won't get the points for it. I agree, sometimes there may be mistakes, though I do make it a point to check all the questions and the options before I put them up on the stream, but there are likely to be mistakes sometimes when I'm not very sure about what the correct option here is. But in case you do it and you find it there in the options, then choose that. But in case you get it as something else, you may write that answer, which is if it is not there in the options. Okay, meanwhile let me draw the figure at least so that we understand what the question says. So it says that it is a parallelogram, so parallelogram will be something like this, and the parallelogram, it says, has the points A, B, C, D. So if this is A, this is B, this is C and this is D, taken in order, which has the coordinates of 5, minus 3, 6, minus 3, 8, 4 and K, 5. Then we have to find the value of K. So there are two ways of doing this question, and both ways involve okay, Bhishmesh says that it should be answer should be 19, and 19 is not there in the options. Let's see how it is 19 and if it is 19 or not. We'll have to figure that out, and meanwhile let's wait for Bishu's answer as well. Okay, so there are two ways of doing it. So we know that these are vertices of a parallelogram, which means that this side should be equal to this side, or no, not or, and this side should be equal to this side. So since we are looking at K5, which is the unknown, what we can do is we can say that either AD is equal to BC, that will give us the value of K, or we can also do it as AB should be equal to CD, that will also give us the value of K. So basically both involve the distance formula, and Bishu says that the answer should be minus 3, value of K should be minus 3. Okay, let's see if that is correct or not. So we have got two separate answers. Bhishmesh says it should be 19 and Bishu says it should be minus 3. Let's see. Okay, using the distance formula, let me take AB is equal to CD. So using that, we can say that AB, we know the formula for that is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square full under root should be equal to the same one. So when we square both the sides, basically we get rid of the under root sign. So let me not write the under root sign and just put in the values. So we get 6 minus 5, which is x2 minus x1 for AB whole square, plus y2 minus y1, so minus 3 minus of minus 3, which becomes plus 3 a whole square, that should be equal to CD. So that becomes K minus 8 whole square plus y2 minus y1, which is 5 minus 4 whole square. So in this case we get 6 minus 1 whole square, which is 1 square, plus minus 3 plus 3 is 0, 0 square should be equal to K minus 8 whole square plus 5 minus 4 is 1 whole square. So 1 square and 1 square can get cancelled. So basically we get that k minus 8 whole square should be equal to 0, and taking the square root we get k minus 8 is equal to 0, which means k is equal to 8. And unfortunately I think both of you are wrong, Vishwesh and Bishu. The correct option is there, and it is option number A. 8 is the correct answer. So yes, I think, and if I use the other thing, AD is equal to BC, I think I should be getting the same answer. Let me see if that is correct or not, because maybe you have solved it using that. Let's see what we get according to that, so that I don't mark you wrong. I don't want you to lose points because of the question being wrong. So AD in that case will be k minus 5 whole square plus 5 minus 3, which is 5 plus 3 whole square, should be equal to BC. BC will be 8 minus 6 whole square plus 4 minus of minus 3, which means 4 plus 3 whole square. So we get k minus 5 whole square plus 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 square is 64, and this is 8 minus 6, which is 2, 2 square is 4, plus 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 square is 49. So k minus 5 whole square will be equal to 64 goes that side, this is 53, so that becomes minus 11. Now we can't take the square root, so we'll have to simplify, so that becomes k square minus 25, k square plus 25 minus 10k should be equal to minus 11, sorry, minus 11 goes that side, so we get k square minus 10k, that goes that square that side and becomes plus 36, should be equal to 0. Finding the factors of 36, I think, what are the factors? 36 times 1, 18 times 2, 9 times 4. I don't think anything works. It can also be 12 times 3. No, we will not be able to find the root. So yes, using AB is equal to CD, 8 is the correct answer. B into axis, vertex B abscissa should be minus 6. Vertex B abscissa should be minus 6. Okay, did I do that wrong? AB is equal to CD. Okay, let me do it again. AB was 5 minus of minus 6. 5 minus, yes, this is minus 6, you are right. 5 minus of minus 6 should become 5 plus 6 whole square, which is 11 whole square. Then this becomes minus 3 minus of minus 3, so that is 0, will be equal to k minus 5, that I think was correct. K minus 8 whole square plus 5 minus 4 whole square, so that is 1 square. So we get k minus 8 whole square equal to 11 square, which means k is equal to k minus 8 is equal to 11, and 8 goes to that side, so k is equal to 19. Yes, sorry, yeah, you are right, Bishu. Vertex B abscissa should have been minus 8 minus 6. I had taken it as 6. That was incorrect on my part. So yes, k is equal to 19 is the correct answer, and I think Bishmesh will get the points for that. Bishu, unfortunately, even though you pointed out my mistake, but that is not the correct answer. Right, so let's move on to the next question. Next question is from section B. The value of k for which the system of equations this and this will have infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions means there will be coincident, consistent lines, and we have to find the value of k For what value of k will these have? So I think this is a question that we have done already in section A, also very similar to that, so it can be done very quickly. Okay, so meanwhile updating the scores, Bhishmesh moves to 31 points. Okay, so we have already done it, so I won't spend too much of time. I already told you that in this case we have to look at the ratio of the coefficient. So in case of coincident lines or infinitely many solutions, a1 upon a2 should be equal to b1 upon b2, which should be equal to c1 upon c2. So we don't really need to see all three, and taking any two we can find out what the value of k is. So let me take the first two only. So putting in the values, we get k upon, so this is k, which is the coefficient of x, which is a1, upon a2 will be 10. So k upon 10 should be equal to b1 upon b2. B is the coefficient of y, which is equal to 5, upon the coefficient of y in the second equation, which is k, which means that k square should be equal to 50. And okay, Bhishmesh and Bishu both says that it should be option number B. Yes, it is indeed option number B, because this will be equal to root 50, which, and 50 can be written as 25 times 2, so that will become plus or minus, this also will be plus or minus 5 root 2. So yes, that is correct. And Bhishmesh gets 2 points for it, Bishu gets 1. Let's move to the next question. If three vertices of a triangle are this, then coordinates of a centroid. Again, a similar question we have done in section A, so we won't spend much time on this. Meanwhile, I'll update the scores. Okay, Bishu says you are superb, bro. Or, I hope he is saying it to Bhishmesh, or are you telling me? Okay, no, he is saying it to Bhishmesh because he missed a few comments in between. He says answer sahi hai mera. Bhishmesh said that, and Bishu says you are right. Okay. Bhishmesh says that it should be option number 3, which is the same option as the last question, which is 10 upon 3 comma 6. And let's see if, no, option number B. Okay, Bishu says I am a legend. Bishu, I am so very thankful to you for saying that, and thank you so much. I am indeed humbled. Thank you. Bhishmesh says option B, which is 10 upon 3 comma 17 upon 3, and let's see if that is the correct answer or not. Bishu, any answers from you? Okay, so centroid, again I told you the formula that the x coordinate will be equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 whole upon 3, and y coordinate will be equal to y1 plus y2 plus y3 whole upon 3. So in this case we get 1 plus 5 plus 4 upon 3, which will be the x coordinate, and y coordinate will be 4 plus 6 plus 7 upon 3. Okay, so that gives us 10 upon 3, which is the x coordinate, and y coordinate will be 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 7 17 upon 3. So yes, option B is correct, and Bhishmesh gets 2 points for that, and Bishu says he is very weak in coordinate geometry. Yes, Bishu, indeed coordinate geometry is very simple. There are just 3 formulas that you need to remember. So one is of the centroid, so this is one of the formulas that you should remember. The second formula is the distance formula. Distance formula, you know, is that the distance between any 2 points should be the square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So using the distance formula you can find out, and the third formula that you need to remember is the section formula. So section formula, okay, there's one more formula also, which is the midpoint formula. I'll tell you that also. So the section formula, the x coordinate will be equal to, the formula for that is kx2 plus lx1 upon k plus l, and the y coordinate will be ky2 plus ly1 upon k plus l. So k plus l is the ratio in which the lines are divided. Some people take it as m is to n, so in that case it becomes mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. So whatever ratio you are taking, k plus l or m is to n, you can substitute those values that way. And centroid you have already told you, and midpoint is very simple. X coordinate of the midpoint will be x1 plus x2 upon 2, and y coordinate will be y1 plus y2 upon 2. So basically these two formulas are nothing but the averages of the coordinates. So if you are adding 3 of them, you divide it by 3. If you are adding 2 of them, you divide it by 2. So just basically these two formulas to remember, the distance formula and section formula, and coordinate geometry will be very simple. No question about that. Yeah, Bhishmesh is very right that don't learn them, understand them by heart. So basically what he is trying to say is कि रट्टा नहीं मारना है. So if you understand what the question is, if you understand how those things are, so basically Bishu, let me give you a very simple tip. So what you do after this live stream, your concepts are not clear about shapes. Okay, Bishu, there are two things that you could do. Listen to me very carefully. After the stream finishes, you can go and look at my playlist. So if you go to my channel pages, you will find on the top you will find an option for playlists. So click on that. You will find a play. So there will be some various playlists which are listed there. Look for the playlist on coordinate geometry, and in that I have given you, there are videos that I have made on the subject. So I start with the very basics of coordinate geometry, then there is a video on the distance formula, there is a video on section formula, there is a video on the ratio, there's a video on the midpoint formula, and then there is also a video on the real life applications of coordinate geometry. So total 5 videos are there. Watch those videos and you will understand it very clearly. I know tomorrow is your pre-boards, you won't have time to watch all of them, but at least before boards, if you watch these 5 videos, there will be absolutely no problem in coordinate geometry. I can give you a guarantee. And in case you still have any problem, all you can do is you can just send me a mail on exp2success@sharma.es, and I will book a personal class for you. We'll do it on Zoom, where we are both live on camera, and we can talk to each other. You can ask me your questions. No need to be worried about anything, and I'll make sure that coordinate geometry is, you become perfect in coordinate geometry. That's my promise. So just book a personal session with me, write a mail to this address, and I will do it for you. Don't worry. Right. So Bhishmesh is asking, where do I live? Bhishmesh, I live in Gurgaon. So Gurgaon is a place near Delhi, which is about 25 to 30 kilometers from Delhi, and I live there. Not really in Gwalior, which is your city. So I don't live in Gwalior, but I live in, you can say, Delhi NCR. Right. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is, if the probability of an event is P, then the probability of its complement A event will be what? Now this is a very simple question, and I don't even need to solve it. And Bhishmesh, I know बहुत दूर हूँ, but thanks to the internet everything becomes close, and like I told you, I can't sit down with you and teach you, but obviously we can do a Zoom session and I can teach you if you need to learn anything, and I'm always available for that. Just let me be of service to you in case you need help with any topic that you want. I'm there to help you. I need you to score good marks in your board exams. That's all I want. ओके इसका तो आंसर देने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, इतना सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. सो व्हाट विल बी द, इफ द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एन इवेंट इज p, then obviously the probability of its complementary event. What do you mean by complementary event? Complementary event means that if this happens, this will not happen. So that's a complementary event. For example, if you win, you won't lose. So that winning and losing are complementary event. If you win, you won't lose, or if you lose, you won't win. So those are complementary events. Or if we talk about dice, a coin toss, if you get so you can say the complementary events are getting ahead or not getting ahead. So these are complementary events. Or getting a tail or not getting a tail. These are complementary events. If you roll a dice, then getting a 3 on the dice or not getting a 3 on the dice. So these are complementary events. So we know that the total probability of anything, or the total probability, if it is represented as a fraction, it is whatever, the simplest form is 1. If it is represented as a decimal, again it is 1. If it is represented as a percentage, it is 100%. So basically the probability of a complementary event is, if the probability of an event is p, then the probability of that not happening will be 1 minus p, or 100% minus p. So obviously option C is the correct option, and I have received the answers from both Bhishmesh as well as Bishu, and Bhishmesh gets 2 points while Bishu gets 1 point. And let's move to the next question. If sine b is equal to half, then what is the value of 3 cos b minus 4 cos cube b? Again, a very simple question. Meanwhile, I'll update the scores. Bishu moves to 18 and Bhishmesh to 33. Okay. If sine b is equal to half, what is the value of 3 cos b minus 4 cos cube b? Okay, we know that sine b is equal to half means that when is the value of sine of an angle equal to 1 by 2? When the angle itself is 30 degrees. So we can say that 1 by 2 is equal to sine 30 degrees, which means if sine b is equal to sine 30 degrees, that means b is equal to 30 degrees. And the question basically converts to, Bishu says that it should be option C, which is 2, and then he says it should be 0. Sorry, 2 I think was option B was the answer to the previous question, if I'm not wrong. No, that was option C. Okay, Bishu says it's 0. So 0 is the final answer, which he says is option 1, option A. Let's see if that is correct or not. So basically, if B is equal to 30 degrees, we have to find the value of 3 cos 30 degrees minus 4 cos cube 30 degrees. Very simple. Cos 30 is the same as sin 60, which is equal to root 3 by 2, and 4 times cos cube 30, so that again is root 3 by 2 times 2, sorry, whole cube of that. Okay, so this becomes 3 root 3 upon 2 minus this will become 4 into cube of root 3 will be 3 root 3 upon 8. Okay, so 4 and 8 can get cancelled, so that becomes 3 root 3 upon 2 minus 3 root 3 upon 2, which is 0. And indeed Bishu is right about that. Bishu gets 2 points for it. No answer from Bhishmesh, so Bishu moves on to 20. Okay, let's move to the next question of the day, which is the area of the corresponding major circle of a circle of radius 21 centimeter and central angle 60 degrees is how much? 1108 square centimeters, 1114 square centimeters, 1128 square centimeters, or 1155 square centimeters. Understand the question, draw the figure if required, think about what you need to find out, apply the knowledge that you already have, the formulas that you know, and you should get the answer. Not very difficult. But make sure that when you read the question should be read properly and understood properly, because even if you miss one word out of the question, that may lead to a very big change in the answer. So make sure that you are reading the question properly and understanding what is required from you. Bhishmesh says that it should be option D, which is 1155 square centimeters. Let's see if that is correct or not. So basically, let's understand what the question is saying. So it is saying the area of the corresponding major sector of a circle of radius 21 centimeters. So let's take a circle. The radius we know is 21 centimeters. So if we take something like this, so this radius is 21 centimeters. And the central angle, it says, is 60 degrees, and we need to find out the area of the, Bishu also says it should be option number D. We have to find the area of the corresponding major sector. Now this, by dividing these, by making these two radii, the circle has been divided into two sectors. So this sector, the inside which I have written the values of the radius and the angle, happens to be the minor sector because it happens to be the smaller sector. We have to find the area of the larger sector or the major sector. So this is the major sector that is there. We have to find the area of this shaded region. So to do that, we know that the formula for that is pi r square theta upon 360. Very simple. And if this is 60 degrees, then obviously let me change the color so that you are able to see it a little better. Which color? Okay, this. So if this is 60, then obviously this will be equal to 360 minus 60, which is 300. So then that will become 22 upon 7 into r. R is 21 into 21 because it's r square, multiplied by theta, which is 300 because we are looking at the major sector, upon 360. So 7 times 3 is 21, both 300 and 360, so 0 get cancelled, and if we divide by 6, this becomes 5 and this becomes 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times, then 2 goes into 22 11 times. So basically we are left with 11 into 105 because 21 into 5 is 105. So 11 into 105 is 1155. So yes, option number D is correct. So both of you are right about it, and I think Bhishmesh gets 2 points for it and Bishu gets 1. Let's move on to the next question of the day. In the given figure, ABCD is a rectangle. We have to find the value of x. Very simple question on linear equations in two variables. I think it is that only. Yes, it does look like that. Very simple, very easy to find out, and within seconds you should be able to come up with an answer. Meanwhile, I'll mark your points. Bishu moves to 21 and Bhishmesh to 35. Okay. So ABCD is a rectangle. We need to find the value of x, and one very interesting property of a rectangle, which I'm sure you already know about, that a rectangle is nothing but like a parallelogram but with all angles equal to 90 degrees. The property of a rectangle is that the opposite sides are equal, so this is equal to this and this is equal to this, and the side lengths are already given, so it is very simple to solve. Bishu says that the value of x should be equal to 12. 12 is not even there in the options, but he believes it to be 12. So let's see if these options are incorrect, or if okay, Bishmesh says 28, Bishu has 22. Bishmesh says 22 and Bishu has now changed to 28. Okay, let's see what is correct. So we know that looking at this, if x plus y and 40, they are equal, so we can say that x plus y is equal to 40. So that can be our equation number 1, and our other two sides are also equal, which means x minus y should be equal to 16. So that is equation number 2. And if I add the two equations, I can get my y's to be cancelled, and I get 2x is equal to 40 plus 16, which is 56, and therefore x will be equal to 28. Bishmesh ने भी बता दिया कि सर 28 है, and yes, Bishu gets 2 points for that. Bishmesh gets 1. Option A is the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. This line x plus 3y is equal to 6 meets the y-axis at which point? Very quickly, I think 2 hours are already up. We need to finish in the next 15 minutes or so. And let's wrap this up very quickly. Meanwhile, I'll update the points. Bishu moves to 23, Bishmesh to 36. X plus 3y is equal to 6 meets the y-axis at which point? Understand the question, eliminate what options can be eliminated, then think about how to arrive at the correct answer. Bishu says it should be 2, which means it meets the y-axis at 2. So the coordinate should be option B, probably 0, 2. Okay, let's see if that is correct. So see, whenever we see a question like this, that there is a line which meets the y-axis at a certain point. So sorry, let me make it this way. That these are the coordinates, and if there is a line which is going like this and it meets the y-axis, so if it meets the y-axis here, it could have also met here, could have met here, could have met here, could have met anywhere on the y-axis, but wherever it meets on the y-axis, the x coordinate is always going to be 0, which means option number D can straight away be eliminated. So it's 0, y is the coordinate at which it can meet. Excuse me. So 0 happens to be the x coordinate. Now if we substitute that value, we get in the equation x plus 3y is equal to 6. If 0 is the x coordinate, then 0 plus 3y should be equal to 6, which means y is equal to 2. Very simple question. So obviously the coordinate is 0, 2, which is option number B. And Bishu again gets 2 points for it, and Bishmesh gets 1. Let's move to the next question of the day. The coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points 7, 4 and minus 5, 3 in the ratio 3:4 internally. So again section formula लगेगा इधर. And पिछला वाला question क्या था? Okay, that was linear equations. Okay, Bishu, coordinate geometry आ गया, section formula. You know what the section formula is. Just apply the formula and think about what the answer should be. Not very difficult to do. Meanwhile, updating the scores, Bishu moves to 25 and Bhishmesh to 37. I hope you are able to hear me very clearly, because as in when the time passes, I think my volume of my audio levels are going a little down, because my energy is also going a little down, though I have already finished about half of my coffee. But I think I can feel my decibel level to be going down. So I hope you are able to hear me clearly. In case you are not, I can increase the volume here of the microphone, or I can try and speak a little louder. Bhishmesh says that it should be option A, which is 11 upon 7, 25 upon 7. Let's see if Bishu comes up with an answer or not. Meanwhile, we will start solving. So basically we know that the coordinates are the points which divide the line segment joining the point. So there are 2 points which are minus 5 comma 3. Sorry, not written like that. Minus 5 comma 3. So this is 1 point and the second point is 7 comma 4, and it divides in the ratio 3:4 internally, so which means it should be 3:4. So basically when we say 3:4, it is in the same order as this. So if I'm taking 7 comma 4 on this side, then 3:4 also will be in this side from that side. So I can't, if I do it incorrectly, it becomes a little wrong. So section formula, always remember we are multiplying this coordinate by these values and this coordinate by these values. We are multiplying it by the opposite, which is why x becomes kx2 plus lx1. So if this is k and this is l, this is x1 and this is x2, then k is being multiplied by x2. So kx2 plus lx1 upon k plus l, and y coordinate will be equal to ky2 plus ly1 upon k plus l. Okay, thank you Bhishmesh very much for saying that. I'm indeed very humbled. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, very good. Thank you, and let's continue. So using that, now we have already been given the coordinates and we need to find the x and y coordinates. The ratio also is given 3:4, so we can just substitute the values and find out. So let me not write it here, let me start from this side. So x will be k is equal to 3 times x2. So I have taken x2 as minus 5, so 3 times minus 5 plus ly1. So l is 4 times y1, which is 7, sorry, lx1. So 4 times 7 upon k plus l, which is 3 plus 4 or 7. And y coordinate will be ky2. So k again is 3, y1 is 4 plus y2, ky2. So this should be 3. So 3 times 3 plus ly1. So l is 4 and y1 is 4 upon k plus l, which again is 7. So x coordinate will be minus 15 plus 4 times 7, which is 28 upon 7, and y coordinate will be 9 plus 16 upon 7. So that gives us the x coordinate as 13 upon 7 and the y coordinate as 25 upon 7. So yes, option A is correct and Bhishmesh is correct. And Bishu also had answered option A. So Bishmesh gets 2 points for that. Bishu gets 1, and like Bishmesh said that both of them, Bishmesh and Bishu, they have similar names but not congruent. Very true. So Bishmesh and Bishu, so I am also getting confused speaking those names, but you are very right that both are similar names but not congruent. Not of the same size also, but similar pronunciation. B, S, H is there, I is there, so B is also there, I is also there, S and H is also there. So yes, similar names but not congruent. Okay, next question. The point -3 comma p divides the line segment joining the points this and this in the ratio what? So here you have to find the ratio. So just understand, Bishu, so that you are also able to do it. When you don't know what the ratio is, we generally take it as k is to 1, and I'll tell you why we take it as k is to 1. We'll come to that when I start explaining why we take it as k is to 1, but just so that you can start doing it, you can apply the formula and find out what the value of p is. No, you don't have to find the value of p, you just have to find the ratio. Okay, meanwhile updating the scores, Bishmesh moves to 39 and Bishu to 26. Both 39 and 26 are divisible by 13. So the ratio of your scores is 3 is to 2. Now what is the ratio of the line here? Okay, we know what the section formula is, and let's apply that. So basically let's understand what the problem says. So the problem says that there are 2 points which are -4 comma -3, that's 1 point, and -1 comma 4, that's the other point, and there is a point -3 comma p. So -3 comma p should probably be somewhere where -3 comma p should be somewhere here, and it divides in the ratio k is to l or k is to 1. Let me take it as k is to 1, and the reason for that is why k is to 1. When the ratio is k is to l, why are we taking k is to 1? Because let me explain. So if it is let's say the ratio is 1 is to 2, so we can say that it is the same as 0.5 is to 1, right? Because 1 is to 2 is the same as 0.5 is to 1. If it is 2 is to 1, then obviously it's 2 is to 1. If it is 3 is to 2, then it's 1.5 is to 1. We can say it as 1.5 is to 1. If it is say 4 is to 5, we can say it is 0.8 is to 1. So no matter what the ratio is, the numerator can always be converted into a fraction or a decimal, and if we take one of the ratios as 1, we can find out the other ratio very easily, and the denominator of that will be the value of L. So you can take it that way, calculate it that way, and do it. Bishmesh says that it should be option number C, or 1 is to 2. And Bishu, as copied him, he is probably not understood, but he says that slowly he is understanding. And yes, Bishu, you will understand once you see all the videos of coordinate geometry playlist. You will understand everything, don't worry about that, and I am there to take a class in case you anytime need it. And let's see how we arrived at an answer. So basically we are taking the ratio as k is to 1, so the x coordinate would then be, so this point, the coordinates here are -3 comma p. Now we don't know what the value of p is, so there is no point finding the y value also. The formula for the y coordinate is ky2 plus ly1 upon k plus l. But because we don't know what y coordinate is, it will be difficult to find out the value of k when we have two variables. So we will not even consider that. We will consider just this formula, kx2 plus lx1 upon k plus l. And because l we have taken as 1, we can say x, the x coordinate of the point dividing the line is minus 3. So we are just substituting the values now. So minus 3 should be equal to k times x2. x2 is the second point here, which is minus 1, plus L we are taking as 1, times x1. x1 is this point here, which is minus 4, upon k plus 1. And now we can just simplify, so we can cross multiply. So we get minus 3 times k plus 1 should be equal to minus k minus 4. And because there is a minus on both the sides, we can just say that k minus 4 will be equal to, we can remove the minus, so k plus 4, it will become, sorry, k plus 4 will be equal to, and that side becomes 3k plus 3. So now what do we get? We can take k to that side and 3 to that side. So we get 3k minus k is equal to 4 minus 3, or 2k is equal to 1. Therefore k will be equal to 1 by 2. So if k is equal to 1 by 2, so it becomes 1 by 2 is to 1, and multiplying both by 2 we get 1 is to 2. So option number C is correct, and Bhishmesh and Bishu both are correct. Bishu says, yes, I have just used x value only, sir. Very good, Bishu, because the y coordinate was not known, so we couldn't have, even if we had used the y value, we couldn't have found the value of k. So yes, it is 1 by 2, and let's move to the next question. Again on similarity of triangles. Now be very careful reading this question. I know this, if you know similarity well, it will be a piece of cake for you, but read it properly what the question is demanding. Okay, right. Meanwhile, updating the scores. Bhishmesh is 41 and Bishu is 27. Bhishmesh says it should be option B, which is 4 is to 25. Okay. Bishu, I hope you are also coming up with an answer. Meanwhile, I'll start solving. Okay, both Bhishmesh and Bishu says 4 is to 25. Let's see how. Okay, we know that they have given that ABC is similar to PQR, which means we have two triangles. So let me take it as ABC, and the other triangle is similar but not congruent, so PQR. BC is 2x upon QR, which is 5x. They are in the ratio 2 is to 5, but we write it as 2x and 5x because whenever it is a ratio, it could be 2 and 5, it could be 4 and 10, it could be 6 and 15, it could be 8 and 20, so it could be anything. So I am writing it as 2x and 5x. Now BC upon QR is 2 is to 5, and they are finding require us to find the area of triangle PRQ upon area of triangle BCA. Now you notice that these triangles are not the same as the triangle names given, ABC and PQR. Here it has become BCA and PRQ. Now what is BCA? BCA is this, which is nothing but triangle ABC only, and PRQ is nothing but this same triangle only, which is PQR. So no matter how we name them, they are going to be the same, but because the PRQ is on top, which means the ratio will be the square of the corresponding sides. So the side of PQ is 5x and the other one is 2x. The square of that will be 25 is to 4. So option number B is incorrect. Option number A is the correct answer. And yes, so both Bhishmesh and Bishu are incorrect. While Bishu says that he has changed his name to Riya Kumari and says that he is Bishu only, but he has joined from another smartphone. Okay, no problems, Bishu. Thanks for telling me. Otherwise, Riya would have got the answer, points for you instead. देखा बीच में गलती हो गई ना. That is why I told you to be very very careful about what the question says. Right. Happens, Bhishmesh. So that is why I told you in the beginning that when you read the question, read it very very carefully so that you understand what they are asking you for, and once you've read it carefully, then you can find out whatever knowledge you have and apply that knowledge, right? So no points to anyone for that. Let's move to the next question. This is, I think, Pythagoras theorem, if I'm not wrong. ABC is a right angle triangle, right angled at C, and AC is equal to root 3 BC. Then what is AB equal to? Very simple question. I think if you just apply the Pythagoras theorem, you should be able to get the answer. Okay, meanwhile, I'll just remind my viewers that we do a live stream every Sunday at 5 p.m. but we'll be giving it a break now because till next week your board exams are starting. So till 19th of December, no more live streams. 19th of December we are going to start again, and in case you do not want to miss it, and we'll start preparations for the term 2 board exams. In case you do not want to miss it, do subscribe to the channel and click on the bell notification. Don't forget to like this video because it motivates me a lot, and since Bishu you have joined from the other account also, I would appreciate if you could subscribe and like from that account as well. We have another channel in Hindi by the name of Ganitavya, where you can watch the same videos but in Hindi language, and you can write me a mail anytime you want, and make sure that you fill up the attendance form which is linked there in the description box of the video. Okay, let's see if we have got any answers, and Bhishmesh says that it should be option number B, which is 2BC, and let's see if that is the correct answer or not. Okay, let's make a right angle triangle. So ABC is a right angle triangle, right angled at C, so it specifically says the right angle at C. So let me call this A, and then I can name the other two sides as whatever, AB, or I can even have written A and instead at the place of B, and B in place of A. We know that AC is equal to root 3 BC. So BC is this, and this is root 3 times BC. And we have to find what AB is equal to. And AB we know is the side opposite to the right angle, so that is the hypotenuse. So we know that AB square will be equal to AC square plus BC square. So therefore AB square will be equal to AC we know is root 3 BC. So root 3 BC whole square plus BC square, which means AB square will be equal to root 3 का square हो गया 3 and BC square. So 3 BC square plus BC square, which means AB square will be equal to 4 BC square, and if we taking square gets cancelled, or sorry, not cancelled, we'll have to take the square root of both sides. So AB will become square root of 4 BC square, which means AB will be equal to 2 BC. Yes, option number B is correct, and both Bhishmesh and Bishu are correct. Assume BC as X, and yes, it's very easy. There is no need of assuming also, like you very rightly said. I didn't assume it as that, and otherwise even if we had assumed it as X, we would have converted it into the form of BC. So anyways, even if we don't assume, it's still okay. Right, moving on to the next question. Now this question and the next question are very similar, same values, so do not forget the value of whatever value of the triangles that you get, because both this question and the next question are related. Just giving you a heads up. So if 16 cot x is equal to 12, then what is the value of sin x minus cos x upon sin x plus cos x? Alright. So trigonometry, I always tell my students to remember one thing in trigonometry, which is SOHCAHTOA, where sine means it's going to be opposite upon hypotenuse, ka means cos of an angle should be equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse, and tan of an angle means opposite upon adjacent. So it says 16 cot x is equal to 12, or I can say cot x will be equal to 12 upon 16, and simplifying that, okay, have we got the answers already? Bhishmesh and Bishu both says it should be option number A, which is 1 by 7. Let's see if that is indeed correct or not. So we can take this as dividing both numerator and denominator by 4. We get this as 3 and this as 4. But cot x is equal to 3 or 4, which means it is a reciprocal of tan. So we can say that tan x will be equal to 4 upon 3, and making a right angle triangle, where if this is the theta, the angle that we are looking at, tan is opposite upon adjacent, which means opposite will be 4x and adjacent side will be 3x. So the ratio of the opposite side and the adjacent side will be 4x and 3x. And obviously again Pythagorean triplets, I don't need to go into the details. The hypotenuse will be 5x. Now therefore sin x will be equal to what? Opposite upon hypotenuse. So opposite of this is 4 upon the hypotenuse, which is 5, and cos x will be equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse. Adjacent is 3 and hypotenuse is 5. So sin x is 4 upon 5, cos x is 3 upon 5. We have to find sin x minus cos x upon sin x plus cos x, which will be equal to 4 upon 5 minus 3 upon 5 whole upon 4 upon 5 plus 3 upon 5. So that becomes 1 upon 5 divided by 7 upon 5, or 1 upon 5 multiplied by 5 upon 7. So 5 and 5 gets cancelled, so obviously it's 1 upon 7. Very good, both of you, both are correct. It's all about a lot of good conversation happening between my students. So Bishu says you calculate like a supercomputer, and Bhishmesh says it's all about practice and that he is fond of mathematics, and I fully completely agree with you, Bhishmesh. Mathematics is a very interesting subject, and once you understand the logic behind it, it's no problem. It's like a piece of cake. Okay, so right, they play games also, free fire. So anyways, I'm not going to get into games, because if we start talking about gaming, I myself am a gaming fan. I also play a lot of games. So these days I've downloaded a app by the name of Plato. So Plato again gives a variety of games in which you can play online with a lot of players. So I spend a lot of my free time playing games too. So I play darts, I play bowling, I play chess, I play pool and all those things, and otherwise I'm a chess fan. I also play Clash Royale. So I myself I'm a gaming fan, but I will not go into gaming right now, because we have other interesting things to do like mathematics. And yes, good thing, Bhishmesh, that you are not playing these days because of board exams. It's better to concentrate on boards rather than on games. We move on to the next question, which is, I told you the same values will apply, but again you have to find the value of a different expression, which in this case is 5 sin x minus 4 cos x upon 5 sin x plus 4 cos x. So we already know the values of sin x and cos x, which is 4 upon 5 and 3 upon 5. So very simple to do this question now. And we have another student with us, Kaushal Thakran. Kaushal, namaste, very warm welcome to you. Very nice to see you after a very long time, and I hope your class 11th is going on fine now. So you don't do mathematics now, but Kaushal, by the way, has been my student, so I have been teaching him. So class 10th I have taught him, and I don't know how he did. Probably he didn't like my teaching, but let's see. Good, Kaushal, very nice to see you here, and a very warm welcome to you. While Bhishmesh meanwhile has answered, okay Kaushal, you are doing maths. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought you had taken up accounts and economics, but I wasn't sure about maths. But anyways, you are going to the academy also to study maths, right? Right. So okay, right, so we have already a couple of options. So Bhishmesh says it should be option A, while meanwhile Bishu says hello to Kaushal and addressing him as Bhaiya, because Bishu is in class 10th and Kaushal is in 11th, so obviously Bhaiya for him. And yes, Kaushal, very nice to see you here. Indeed, very nice. Bishu says that the answer should be 8 upon 36, so it should be 1 upon 4, but 8 upon 36 is not 1 upon 4, Bishu. 8 upon 32 can be written as 1 upon 4, so I don't know what you mean. But let me see what the answer is. So we have already seen that sin x is equal to 4 upon 5, as we did in the last question, and cos x is equal to 3 upon 5. So 5 times sin x will be 5 times 4 upon 5, minus 4 times cos x will be 4 into 3 upon 5, whole upon 5 times 4 upon 5, plus 4 times 3 upon 5. So 5 and 5 get cancelled, and this we get it as the numerator is 4 minus 12 upon 5, whole upon 5 and 5 again gets cancelled, so 4 plus 12 upon 5. Taking the LCM, I can take it as 5 times 4 is 20, 20 minus 12 upon 5, whole upon 20 plus 12 upon 5, which is 20 minus 12 is 8 upon 5, multiplied by 5 upon 20 plus 12 is 32. The 5 and 5 get cancelled, so 8 4s are 32, so it's indeed 1 by 4. And Bhishmesh had said option number A, and Bishu had also said 1 by 4. So who was the first one to give? Bhishmesh. Okay, Bhishmesh gets 2 points and Bishu gets 1. Okay, Bhishmesh, time. Yes, we are running out of time. Oh, it's already 2.5 hours. Okay, let's move very quickly. Next question. How many questions are left? Oh, 4-5 questions. Let's finish section B at least. I'll show you the section C questions. You can do them at home, especially since Bishu has got his exam tomorrow. He can see those questions and get some practice on it. In case you don't understand Bishu, send me a mail tonight itself so that I can clear your doubt before tomorrow's exam. Right, so we'll do these 4-5 questions and then end the stream. I know we are running out of time. Okay, so if tan A is equal to 5 upon 12, you have to find the value of sin A plus cos A times sec A. So again, 2 ways of doing this question. You can do whatever way you want, but we are basically concerned with the question, the correct answer basically. Bishu says it should be option C, which is 17 upon 12. Let's see how. Meanwhile, I'll update the scores also. Bishu is 28 and Bishmesh is 43. Okay, one way is Pythagorean triplet. So if you know that tan A is equal to opposite upon adjacent, so if this is the angle, then this is 5x upon 12x. We can do it that way, and this will become 13a, and then find the value of sine A, cos A, sec A, and then calculate. The other way of doing it is I can write it as sine A plus cos A times sec A, which can be written as 1 upon cos A, and then I distribute it, so multiply sine A by 1 upon cos A, that becomes sine A upon cos A, plus cos A into 1 upon cos A becomes 1. So sine A upon cos A is nothing but tan A, so it becomes tan A plus 1, and tan A is already given 5 upon 12, so that becomes plus 1. So 5 plus 12, and LCM is 12, so that becomes 17 upon 12. And yes, Bishu is right, and so is Bhishmesh. It is 17 upon 12 indeed. Let's move to the next question very quickly. Come on. Meanwhile, Bishu moves up to 30. And Bishmesh to 44. आपस में गेमिंग के UID एक्सचेंज कर रहे हो so that you can connect playing on games. इससे अच्छा मैथ्स का भी थोड़ा कर लिया करो. Okay, both say option number C, which is 3.14. Let's see how. Let's understand what the question says and let's do it. So if we have a circle of radius 6 centimeters which subtends an angle of 30, so this is 30, this is 6, this is 6, radius is 6, then the length of the arc. So basically we have to find out this, and we know that the length of the arc can be written as 2 pi r theta upon 360. Now we can write that as 2 into pi into r we know is 6 into theta we know is 30 upon 360. 0 0 gets cancelled, 3 goes into 36, 12 times 6 goes into 12, 2 times 2 goes into 2 one time, and we are left with only pi, which is 3.14. so yes, option number C is correct. Both Bishu and Bhishmesh are correct, but Bhishmesh was the first one to give the correct answer, and we have got another student in Jayesh Jadhav. Jayesh, very late you are, because we are almost finishing the stream now. In 10 minutes we'll be done, but very nice to see you here nevertheless. You can always listen to the replay of the live stream, and I'm sure you will enjoy it quite a lot. Right. So Bhishmesh gets 2 points and Bishu get 1 point. And okay, Jayesh is in 9th class. Okay, I didn't know Jayesh. I thought you were in 10th. But very nice to see that you are already coming to a 10th class channel and trying to learn more concepts about 10th. But next year is going to be very important for you, board exams. But if you are staying connected with this channel from now onwards, you will be perfect in 10th class, and you can even get cent% marks in your next board exams. Yes. But Jayesh already knows, I think, quite a lot of concepts. He has attended a few live streams, so I think he will be able to do some questions. But maths is nothing about but applying the formulas, and once you know the formulas, even a 4th class student can do it, right? So yes. Right, let's move to the next question. The minute hand of a clock is 20 centimeter long. The angle described with the minute hand in 20 minutes is how much? Okay, this is a question which is trying to confuse you, so do not get confused. Just understand what the question is asking and answer it that way. What will be the correct option? Meanwhile, I'll give the marks for the last question. So Bhishmesh goes to 46 and Vishu goes to 31. Okay, so we know that the minute hand of a clock is 20 centimeter long. So we have got a clock like this, not a very nice circle, but a clock nevertheless, and the minute hand is 20 centimeter long. And it says the angle described by the minute hand in 20 minutes. So 20 minutes is when it, so if this is 3, so 20 minutes is 1, 2, 3, and then when it moves to 4. So this, right? And it is asking what is the angle described by the minute hand in 20 minutes. So this radius is also 20. Radius is 20, but they are asking, and we know that we have been doing this from 8th class onwards, or probably 6th class onward, that the fraction of a circle, so it's basically in 5 minutes the hands they make an angle of 30 degrees. And in case you don't know how they make an angle of 30 degrees, because there are 12 numbers on a clock, so if 1 upon 12, so it is going to be 1/12 of something. So if we don't know what angle is there, it's going to be x upon 360. So x will therefore be equal to 360 upon 12, which is 30. So in 1, from 12 to 1, it makes an angle of 30 degrees. From 1 to 2, it makes another 30 degrees. From 2 to 3, another 30 degrees, and 3 to 4, another 30 degrees. So that's 120 degrees, and D is the correct answer. And Bishu got it right, and Bhishmesh also got it right. Let's move to the next question, and probably last 4 questions of the day. Yes. Very simple questions. A bag contains 9 red, 6 green and 5 white balls. A ball drawn at random from the bag. The probability of not getting a white ball. So again, a question of complementary events, and should be very fairly straightforward and simple, and very easy to do. So for if it is a let's see how many balls are there. So 9 red, 6 green and 5 white. So 9 and 6, 15, and 5 is 20. So the denominator should be 20. And the probability of getting a white ball will be, Bishu says it should be 3 upon 4. Bhishmesh says it should be option A, which is again 3 upon 4. Let's say if let's see, and Jayesh also says it should be 3 upon 4. So the probability of getting a white ball will be 5 upon 20, since there are 5 white balls. So that becomes 1 upon 4, and because this is probability of not getting a white ball, which is a complementary event, it will be 1 minus 1 upon 4, which is indeed 3 upon 4, and yes, that is the correct answer. So Bishu, Bhishmesh and Jayesh, all 3 get a point. Bishu gets 2, while Bhishmesh and Jayesh gets 1 each. Next question, again on probability, very simple question. Even Jayesh can do it. So very simple. Meanwhile, giving the points, Bishu moves to 35, Bhishmesh to 48, and Jayesh is 1. Right. Bhishmesh says it should be option B, which is 1 upon 5. Bishu also says it should be 1 upon 5. So let's see how many numbers are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers are there. Denominator should be 10. Probability of the selecting number being 4, and meanwhile Jayesh says it should be 1 upon 5. Probability of the selected number being 4, so there are two 4s in it, so 2 upon 10, which is indeed 1 upon 5. So yes, all three of you are correct, with Bhishmesh being the first one. Next question on coordinate geometry again, but midpoint formula. Midpoint is a very easy concept, Bishu. Since you face a problem with coordinate geometry, you know midpoint is just the average. So find out. A very simple question again. Meanwhile, I'll update the scores. Congratulations Bhishmesh, you have hit your 50 points. Bishu is now on 36 and Jayesh on 2. Okay, let's see. We have a quadrilateral. So this is neither a square nor a rectangle nor a parallelogram. It's a quadrilateral. So let me make another any irregular shape, and we name it as A, B, C, D, with A being the coordinates -2, -1, B being 1, 0, C being 4, 3, and D being 1, 2 as the vertices. He wants to find the midpoint of AC. So midpoint of AC, so this is AC, and he needs to find the midpoint of that, which let's say is x, y. Jayesh says it should be option C, which is 2, -1. Let's see if that is correct or not. Okay, so we have got x coordinate. I told you it is just the average of the 2 points, so x1 upon x2 plus upon 2, and y coordinate will be y1 plus y2 upon 2. So x1 plus x2 will be equal to -2 plus 4 upon 2, and y coordinate will be y1, which is -1 plus 3 upon 2. So this is x and this is y. So x will therefore be equal to 2 upon 2, and y will be equal to 2 upon 2. So that becomes 1 and 1. So it should be actually 1, 1, and Bhishmesh says it is option number B. So both Jayesh and Bhishmesh are incorrect. Bishu says it's option A, and yes, 1, 1 is correct. AC, -2 plus 4 is 2, 2 upon 2 is 1, -1 plus 3 is again 2, 2 upon 2 is 1. So yes, Bishu gets the points and no one else. Let's move to the next question, and I think the last question for today. So if cot theta is equal to this, we have to find the value of 1 minus cos square theta upon 2 minus sin square theta. Okay, think about it and do it. Bishu, this is the last question. Do this and then say bye. Meanwhile, I'll update the scores. Bishu goes up 2 more points to 38, and the other scores remain the same. So if cot theta is equal to this, then you have to find the value of this and this. So cot theta is equal to 1 upon root 3. We have to find the value of 1 minus cos square theta upon 2 minus sin square theta. So if cot theta is equal to 1 upon root 3, we know cot theta is nothing but 1 upon tan theta. So 1 upon tan theta is equal to 1 upon root 3. That means, what will be the value of theta? So if 1 upon tan theta is equal to 1 upon root 3, then tan theta will be equal to root 3, and we know the value of tan theta is root 3 when it is 60 degrees. So tan theta is equal to 60 degrees, therefore theta is equal to 60 degrees. Now we have to find 1 minus cos square 60 degrees upon 2 minus sine square 60 degrees. Very simple. I have already told you the answer. Bishmesh says it should be B, which is 3 upon 5. Let's see if that is the correct answer or not. So cos 60 we know is the same as sine 30, so that is 1 by 2 whole square upon 2 minus sine 60 we know is the same as sine 60, which is root 3 upon 2 whole square. So that becomes 1 minus 1 upon 4 whole upon 2 minus 3 upon 4. So in the numerator we get 4 minus 1 upon 4. In the denominator we get 8 minus 3 upon 4. The 4 and 4 can get cancelled. We get 3 upon 5. So yes, option number B is correct, and both Bhishmesh and Jadhav are correct. Jayesh Jadhav. Okay. And like I said, we have come to the last question of the day. The section C starts from here. So I'm just going to show you the question so you can come back and see the replay and do the questions at home. And in case you face any problems, you can get back to me by mail. So there is a mathematics exhibition which is being conducted in your school, and one of your friends is making a model of a factor tree. So this is basically a factor tree, and you have to help him out. He is asking for the value of x. The next question is he is asking you for the value of y, and the third question is that he is asking you for the value of z. So looking at the factor tree, you have to find the value of x, y and z, and then according to the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, you have to say this number whether it is a prime number, co-prime number, composite number or a unique number. You have to tell the prime factorization of this number. And the second case study is on a quadratic equation, I think. So basically you have to tell whether this graph is a linear function, quadratic function, cubic function or logarithmic function. How many zeros are there in this graph, and what are the zeros if there are any, and what is the expression of this polynomial, and what is the value of the polynomial if x is equal to 2. So very simple question, and just do these and I think that will be the end of it. Okay. Bhishmesh is asking that who got the prize for last time. So basically Bhishmesh, what happened is that the company is giving a much bigger prize this week, this month. So the prize that they were giving is worth 3,000 rupees, which is 10 times more than what 10 times more than what they were usually giving. The usual cost was 330 rupees. Now this time it is worth 3,000 rupees. So they are giving 10 times worth more, and that is why they wanted more participation. So they have given that price for a full month rather than one stream only. So yes, since you came only in the last stream and this stream and not the other streams you didn't attend, therefore the prize goes to the maximum person with the maximum points, which is Ashu, who has scored 149 points. So the prize will go to him. Whereas yes, for you we will be coming up with better ideas in the future, and we are going to restart the live streams from 19th of December. So be sure to be connected so that you are going to prepare well for your board exams, term 2 board exams. So I think that is all for today, and in case you couldn't see the questions of section C very clearly, you can go and look at the replay of the video and note down the questions and do them. And in case you have any problems, you can always send me a mail at exp2success@sharma.es. And once again, do not forget to like the video in case you haven't done so already, and click on the subscribe button as well. And more later, I will see you next time on 19th of December.